Okay, cool. I think we're live. I honestly can't tell if we're live or not. So I think we're okay. Hi, is everybody there? Everybody awake? Are we live?
I think we are live. What's going on, Rena?
I think we are. Not much. How about you, Javi?
Just hanging out. How's
Just
it going?
hanging out. All right. Well, welcome everyone. Welcome to the second show of the Isle of series, and tonight's show is Isle of Vibrations.
That's right. Good vibrations.
Oh yes. Your suggestion. I'll throw that out there. Javi was the one who came up with that, which is ingenious than what we were gonna do. I'm your host, the most random wolf of them all, and welcome. I see. Oh, everybody's here. We're live. Yes, everybody's alive. Old Wolf, we got 79, Metarog, Comics on the Mind, Sam's Tangle Web. Hello, everybody. Alrighty. So there is an echo. Uh-oh, what echo? Comics on the Mind. What do you mean? Okay, no, I'm not going to worry about it. Okay.
Yeah, I think it sounds good over here.
Yeah, it sounds good on my end too. Oh, hi, Lady Fantastic. Alrighty. So, Javi, we're talking about music.
That's right.
Are you ready?
I am so ready. Music, I always say, is the best hobby. It's something that is so great, and I love it. You know, I'm so passionate about music. So let's get right into it.
Perfect.
I don't want to waste any time.
Alrighty. What is your favorite band and or guitarist?
So it always changes. You know, I'm always constantly different or listening to different types of music constantly. I can listen to anything from jazz to like Japanese pop idol music, and anything in between. When I was a teenager, I was really into like not mainstream music. So I was very into like rock and a little bit of heavy metal and things like that. So one of my favorite bands when I was growing up was the Mars Volta. And this is one of their CDs right here. The Mars Volta. And their guitarist was Puerto Rican, and I'm Puerto Rican as well. So kind of like had a connection with them. And they were just very like abstract and very.
The one on the right is really cool. I like that.
Yeah, they had concept albums, which a concept album is different from like a very regular pop album. Would be like, this would like tell a story from the first song to the last song. Everything would kind of interconnect. Gorillas is really good. I love the Gorillas. Van Halen is one of my favorite guitarists and one of my favorite bands. Super big influence on my like wanting to play guitar and wanting to like pursue music. Van Halen is awesome. He is, his parents were musicians as well. He plays piano. At the Drive-In was the original band. That's also that Lady Fantastic knows that. Yes. At the Drive-In was the original band. And then they split up into two different bands, the Mars Volta and Sparta. I have some of Sparta's CDs as well in here. But one of the things that I like about music and bands in general is if it's a unique sound. All of these bands that I'm kind of like talking about and showing off, they all have an individual and unique sound that is kind of true to them, and they don't sell out. You know, like a lot of bands sell out. You know, they do it for the money and for the business, and some of them do it for the music, and you can tell, you know, when you listen to these bands. And yeah, Bad Religion, punk, if anybody likes punk. Jimi Hendrix, another great guitarist, big influence, super influential as a guitarist, and he influenced so many people after him. Red Hot Chili Peppers, of course, one of the greatest bands ever. I pulled this out. This was kind of funny. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, which is like that Christmas metal. It's all instrumental music. Yeah, and it's all Christmas themed songs. So I just had it in my collection.
Very
For
nice.
I have some Kanye West. I dig. I listen to some Kanye West every now and then. Stevie Ray Vaughan, another great blues guitarist. And it's just amazing shredder, man. Just could he? It's said that he would sleep with his wife and his guitar. Like he would fall asleep playing guitar. Yeah. Sparta, this is one of the bands that at the drive-in split up into Linkin Park. Yeah. And I mean, I could keep going. Misfits. Mr. Bungle, which now we're getting into like the weird fusion. And yeah, this is like, there's a saxophone player named John Zorn. And if you want to check out anything that is counterculture, John Zorn is like right up that alley. He is a crazy madman, but a very good saxophone player and musician. And I have 2 jazz CDs over here. I'm a big jazz guy. Mike Stern, and this is signed.
Ah, that's cool.
I was able to meet him and get this signed, and then this Stanley Jordan CD is signed as well. And when I met him in Miami, and I was like, "Oh, what are you going to be doing after the show?" And he's like, "I'm going clubbing."
Nice. Well, at least he was honest.
Yeah. And some of my vinyls, Pat Metheny.
Oh, wow. That's pretty.
Bright Size Life, 1975.
Oh, that's cool.
Stevie Wonder.
Of course.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Stevie Wonder. If you look at the liner notes in this album, it's written and like all the music is recorded by Stevie Wonder. He recorded all the instruments, drums, piano, guitar, bass. Yeah, vocals. He's a genius. But I do not have one single favorite band. It's kind of impossible for me. I go through waves. I listen to so many different types of music and so many different styles of music. If I had to pick like top 3 genres, like fusion, I'm a very big like Pat Metheny, Alan Holdsworth, Brecker Brothers, which is like 70s infused jazz rock, and then
another one in there, Javi.
Yeah, exactly. So, I saw some Radiohead in the chat. Radiohead is awesome. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, Flock of Seagulls. That's awesome. Comics on my mind. 80s music. Tears for Fears is amazing. They put so much production value into their albums. They put millions of dollars into their album.
Dang.
It's insane. Yeah. I'm very big into the music. Like I used to be very big into the music business and like kind of follow those trends. And yeah, it's amazing what these people and artists and companies can do. And it's a collaboration of everybody. It's the artists, it's the publishers, it's the recording companies, it's the roadies, it's the people on tour, and most importantly, it's the fans.
Oh yes, fan base is huge.
I got to shout out Grateful Dead and Fish. String Cheese Incident, all those jam bands. I love the jam band scene. Turquoise. I'm not a huge Deadhead, but I do like me some Grateful Dead. I do dig the Dead, and Jerry Garcia is an amazing guitarist. Mind-blowing guitarist. It's amazing what he does. Yeah.
I was going to say, you're like an excellent salesman. You've been giving all these bands different compliments. You've got the chat going wild for all these different musical bands right now. You should go in to be a salesman for all these guys.
Lady Fantastic has great taste in music. Joy Division. She just mentioned Joy Division. New Order is really good too. New Order. I was able to meet The Cure, the Boys Don't Cry. I don't know if you've ever heard that song. Um, and Just Like Heaven. Those are two songs by The Cure. I was able to meet their original drummer, and I have one of his like autobiographies that he wrote, and it's pretty cool. Like the times of The Cure growing up in London, during like the 70s and like that whole punk scene, and I was able to meet him and get it signed, and that was kind of cool.
That's really neat. So, kind of leading into the next question, was it just listening to all of these guys that influenced you into wanting to go into the music industry, or was there something else that kind of nudged you into wanting to go into music?
50s doo-wop. I when I wanted to start playing guitar, I loved Blink 182. They were my all-time favorite band, and I would not listen to anybody else except Blink 182. I was like, don't give me no Green Day. I don't want Green Day. Who's Green Day? I want Blink 182, and I was like a little bit of like a brat when it came to like Blink 182. And so going off of that, the things that I would see Blink 182, which was the camaraderie between the band members, and then the connection between the band and the fans. And of course, they were rock stars. They made millions of dollars. They traveled around the world. They had all these music videos. They were on TV. As a kid, as a teenager, you're like, oh, hell yeah, heck yeah. Like I want, like that's kind of cool. But to me, more, it was seeing them being on stage and playing the music, like them actually connecting and playing this music. Like I was like really into that. So one time I was in Puerto Rico, I was on vacation, and me and my brother were just hanging out, and my brother and we just came across the idea. We were like, okay, we're going to make a band. And we had a little notepad and we started writing lyrics. And then he was like, okay, I'm going to play drums. And then I'll play guitar. And then like a year passed. Our best friend got a guitar. And then after that, it was like, okay, yeah, like if he got a guitar, like, like we're going to get music instruments now. And then I got a guitar. And then I started when I was like 15, 16.
Dang.
It's like around like 6th grade, I think that was. And then my brother got drums, and we started taking music lessons.
Oh.
So it wasn't just like, oh, here, like we're just gonna buy you these things. No, we actually started taking music lessons. And small world, the music school was owned by my music elementary school teacher. She retired, and she opened up that music school with her husband.
Oh, wow.
Then I was, like that was like 5th grade for me. So like I knew her, but I didn't really like know her. But I had that connection. So it was like very easy for us to transition into that music school. And we were teenagers, we didn't take it for granted, but it like the moments that we had there were amazing. I went through like 3 or 4 different guitar teachers.
Wow.
I was more reserved. I was super shy back then. I would go through the whole lesson not saying a word.
Oh.
Yeah. It was a very weird moment, because I didn't really know what I wanted to learn through guitar, and I didn't want to be like, teach me Blink 182, like, right? Like that wasn't really my style. Jelly Roll Morton, Lady Fantastic is throwing out the bangers. Prince, yeah. Oh my gosh, Robert Johnson. Jelly Roll Morton is a jazz cat from
you just have Rob with the whole slur.
Yeah, those are Alan Watts. Alan Watts did music. I know he did philosophy.
Do completely like different career choices there.
Oh, that old comic cell, that old comic smell. He's a killer air guitarist and air drummer. Nice, man. That's awesome. That's great. But Jelly Roll Morton, he's a jazz cat from the 1920s. Like he was another crazy madman. Back then, jazz was very like sexualized, so he made his success off of that. But
I got
yeah,
you. Okay.
yeah.
Enough said. So, speaking of your band, what kind of music did you guys eventually wind up doing?
We started playing rock music, and that's like the very big basic generalization, because we had very different songs. Some songs were very bluesy. Some songs had a kind of like a reggae feel to it. But we were going that like kind of like rock infused route, funky route, bluesy route, kind of in the vein of like Red Hot Chili Peppers and things like that.
I got you.
Yeah, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
So, did you guys get to tour? Like, did you get to go anywhere to play your guys' music? Or were you kind of stuck local?
We were local for a while. No, for like our whole pretty much career. We played Miami. We
Okay.
But the thing though, that was, it doesn't matter if we played locally or not. We played paid gigs. Okay.
Ooh, okay. Well, there you go. I mean,
that's the key factor on that. Okay. We had a residency at a restaurant called The Pub. It's over here in our area, Pembroke Gardens. It's a British style restaurant, and we would play there we played there for 2 or 3 years. The first year, I think we played like once a month or something like that for like a test trial, and then the second year we played every single Thursday. So every single week we were out there, playing a gig.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so we had a band fund. We were smart about this, we were paying ourselves out every so often, but we also had a band fund so we could acquire money for the things that we needed. We bought ourselves stage lights. So every time we went to go play the restaurant, not only would we set ourselves up with our instruments and our amplifiers and our, the whole drum set, because none of that was provided for us.
No.
We would also set up the stage lights, like it was like this 4-piece rigging system, and it only took like 15 minutes to set up, and it was awesome. That's
not bad. Yeah, that's not bad at all.
But like we did it all ourselves, and that was our main attribute, or like our main focus, is do everything ourselves. We were a DIY band. We did everything ourselves. We recorded our own music. We found our own gigs. We practiced. We didn't pay anybody to find practice space for us. We had a couple warehouses, luckily, where we could go practice. And yeah, it was that experience was so fulfilling and so grateful, just to not, it was very independent, and we were just killing it. We were just doing as much as we could.
Just a fun time in your life to where you got to experiment with something and have a lot of fun with something you were very passionate about.
Yeah. It was amazing. And so the highlight of it all was, after the band, we still continued playing music.
That's cool.
And we collaborated with this hip hop artist. His name is Michael Corey. Go check him out. He has music on Spotify. Michael Corey. He has amazing. He's like a conscious hip hop artist. So it's like not that mainstream rap that you hear on the radio. It's very like old school inspired hip hop, and his lyrics are amazing. And I know we're getting close to that 20-minute mark, so I'll wrap this up. The highlight of like my music career, I guess you could say, is we played a Battle of the Bands, and we got able to go for free to a music festival called Okeechobee Music Festival, which is a local festival here in South Florida.
Yep.
It's headliners Snoop Dogg, Flaming Lips, if you know who the Flaming Lips are, just a whole bunch of crazy headliners, Bass Nectar. So we were able to play at Okeechobee Music Festival.
That's really cool.
We played the main stage.
That's cool.
And the joke was that we opened up because Snoop Dogg played that stage as well. So we opened up for Snoop Dogg.
That's cool.
Yeah, but it's throughout the day. So it's like a whole day event. So we played at like 1:00, and then they have 3 different stages.
Yeah.
So you go to one stage, one concert ends, you go to the other stage, and then et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, we got to go for free. We got artist passes, so all our drinks were free, all our food was free. They had the whole styling section, like you could get a haircut if you wanted, catering. It was awesome. Just going backstage and going to the artist alley and seeing all those artists, right there next to you. It was amazing. Yeah, Okeechobee Music Festival.
Very nice. Okay, well, since we're talking about performances, it's a little past the 20-minute mark. I am going to scoot aside politely and give Cade his time to shine for his fire facts. 1 second. Tripping over chairs. This is just great.
No, don't trip.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to BBA 99 Fire Facts. Today's facts: vibrations. And
Javi. Hi, Javi. Hey, you have been leaving me hanging for weeks. How does Manucci die? I'm still waiting. I still need to know.
All right,
I know. I need to know how she dies. Javi. Hey. Kind of need to know. I'm dying here.
You're wasting time.
Tune into Oprah Boys Book Club.
Anyway, now that I can finally do my fire facts. Okay, so fact 1, sound travels through solids better than gas and liquid. Number 2, sound is an audible wave of pressure. Number 3, there is no gas in space, so sound cannot travel in an audible fashion, but it does travel in the form of electromagnetic vibrations, which is how NASA records the sounds of planets. That's the end.
Very nice, thank you. Okay, coming back in. I've got the other one contained. So
you got her restrained.
I got restrained, so hopefully that won't happen again.
Can I comment on that? Can I comment on those fire facts? Okay, so yes, he is right. Sound travels through solids, but what I wanted to mention was the whole space thing, which is how sound can't really travel inside of space. You can't really hear anything. But there's a huge theory which I am super much of a believer in, and that is that the planets make music or sound, if you will. So and the universe makes sounds. And this is a theory that Pythagoras came up with, the philosopher, is that when the planets rotate, because that's a vibration, they are giving off vibrations, and sound is a vibration. So obviously we won't be able to hear it, but it's out there, And if you actually look up the sound of the planets, there are people who have done studies on this and have trying to figure anything that they could out about this, because it's very difficult to record that type of sound, But it's everything has a vibration. I myself has a vibration. You have a vibration. All our molecules inside of us have a vibration. The table, this is vibrating at its own frequency. And that's why I kind of wanted to make the title of this, episode Isle of Vibrations, is because it's not just music, it's everything. And that is something that is why music is so important to me, is because it transcends emotions. It's like in the ether, it's like it's not physical, it's metaphysical, to a certain extent. And everything is connected, through the universe. And I think that when you're trying, like, really boiling everything down, you can really connect everything through vibrations.
Which is really cool. I mean,
there is
a fundamental way of thinking that we're all connected,
Yeah, definitely. It's I don't know if you've ever heard of ley lines, which are just like artificial imaginary lines in the world. But if you would draw like an invisible string through the computer to you, like, it's just there's millions of strings coming out of me that's attaching to literally everything out in the whole universe.
Okay.
It's the macrocosm of the microcosm. If you zoom in, sorry, I don't want to get too deep, but if you zoom in to me and my cells, there's a universe within my, ourselves. And if you zoom out and you look out to the universe, you can think of the universe as a cell of a big old giant that's kind of just carrying us in their body. The microcosm of the macrocosm.
Javi, you're getting all scientific on me. This is scary.
Let's show off some instruments. We have 3 minutes. This is almost like a kazoo type thing, and it's really cool because you can do these. It's a melodica, so it has it functions almost like a harmonica, and you can do these like trills. It sounds really cool.
That's
and really pretty. Yeah, I have one of these. These are I love percussion. Percussion is,
Oh, it's almost like a tambourine, but like
yeah, it's the Christmas bells,
Oh, okay. It's probably an easier instrument to play.
Everybody can sing, and everybody can sing. That's something that everybody can do. Music, the voice was the first instrument, and this is like my friend made this in a wood shopping class, and she was like, hey, I made you an instrument. And I was like, okay, how? And I had a music class that taught me that everything could be an instrument. So if you hold down these like strings, let me see if I can.
So kind
of. Yeah. So, and of course.
And then, of course, the guitar.
The guitar,
Oh, Jeffrey, no. That's cool.
We may not, pitch and melody and harmony, I should say, harmony. It's all relative, Western harmony is not the same as Eastern harmony. It's not, what we listen to in America is not the same thing that they listen to in all different parts of the world. So we can all sing.
In our own special ways.
Yeah. So
okay. I think we're gonna wrap it up.
Giveaway.
Yep. Okay. So everyone, second show, second giveaway. And Javi, remember, you are allowed to answer the question. Okay. So before anyone jumps the gun and starts putting numbers, we're not doing that this time. I am asking you guys an actual question, and okay. I'm being directed again. Don't mind me. So for this week's prize, and this might become a duplicate in the future just because it's easier to make. This is actually a copy of the cover of the book, which is the poster that sits back here, and it is signed. So it's kind of just like a fun little, like, I don't know. It's like a little, just like a little.
And it's signed.
And it's signed. I mean, there's a point in case there. It's another signed piece. I can't
That's
get
a
the camera to
beautiful
work.
piece. I love the colors.
The colors turn out really well, even
Yeah.
even when it was faxed through.
That's awesome.
Which Jake Volo again was the artist for all of these, and this is all of his art. So make sure to support him. He's on Instagram, and okay. So the question I'm going to ask everybody, and I'm going to give you guys about 30 seconds or so. Let's see if you can get it. Does anyone know what the name is of the character that Matt, the boy who had 7, won last week? It's the villain of the book, the one that we gave away last week. What is that character's name? I have dropped the name once already.
Do you have the picture?
I do, yeah.
Remind them what the picture is.
Yeah, so it was this one. I mentioned it after our first live show on Instagram what his name was because I forgot to actually mention it on the live stream. Otherwise, I would have been really mean and ask you if it was. I was going to say, hey, do you remember what it was on the live stream? But I actually went back and watched the live stream, realized I didn't actually say it. So I had to put a post about it. And Matt's not actually in the chat, so he can't cheat this time. So, does anyone remember what his name is? Javi, you've gone silent.
I don't want to.
Javi, you're allowed to
Do you
answer.
know the
If you
answer?
know the answer, you're allowed to say it.
I was coming up with I was trying to think of the Jeopardy song in my head, and then
Oh,
dude.
Ethan, you're not allowed to play.
Yeah, Ethan, you're not allowed to play either. Neither is Jake.
Dun, 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 dun.
What's everyone saying in the chat? Let's see.
No, it has been given in the chat, but he can't. He's disqualified.
Lady Fantastic, what the 6-pound baby Jesus. That is her answer. Lady, this is a villain. This is a villain. Why? Has anybody gotten it or okay? No, Ethan.
Not that I can see.
Okay.
Except for Ethan, who's a cheater.
Yeah, Ethan's a cheater. He's not allowed to get it. Javi, do you know the answer?
You can't put me on the spot.
Javi,
Javi,
if you know what it is, you're allowed to win the prize.
the Goblin King.
Really? I mean, kind of, but that's not his name.
Jack the Stud. These names are killing me.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Well, nobody knows the answer. So
Javi,
the prize
Javi,
rolls
if you
over.
know-
Wait.
Say it.
Wah, wah, wah. Time's up.
Time's up. Okay.
The answer was
Bardoon.
Bardoon.
So, okay, Ethan's like, I demand to know why he's a cheater.
Because you've known about the book before.
And
It was
Ethan,
in an actual
you've known
book,
about
so
the
yeah,
book
nice
like
try.
since junior year. Okay, you weren't allowed to.
So we would like to thank Javi for
Thank you
for
so
being
much for coming on the show. We had a lot of fun, and like,
Oh, of course.
I was not expecting you to science out on me.
here. It was awesome.
It was
Hey,
really fun.
Music is music is universal. So
And as a thank you, I'm going to be baking you chocolate chip cookies and overnighting them to you, so you should get them Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Thank you gifts to everyone who's been on the show. So last week, John got a signed shirt. So you're going to get chocolate chip cookies. Hence the random question that I asked you.
And when I
the other
asked
day.
you what
So,
we
thank
should
you.
ramble about, I was trying to also get cookies out of you, but you gave it to her before you answered me. So that's why I like took your answer. I was like, okay, that works.
I love cookies. I consider myself a cookie connoisseur, so
Well,
I love the gift. I
They
appreciate
are.
it so much.
Yes, Lady Fantastic. You even commented that on the Instagram post. How could you not remember?
I also appreciated the scientific facts. Thank you for that.
Okay, well.
Keep it up, Cade. I love it.
Alrighty, well, I think that just about does it. So thank you everybody for coming. The prize does turn over. I will maybe go back to doing something easier for next week, or maybe you scrubs should pay attention to my Instagram a little bit more.
Oh my God. Okay, on that uplifting note.
All right, have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much, and we will see you all
Later.
The end.
Oh, God.